Cherie's World is brought to you by Less is More Events. Get Lime.
Welcome to Cherie's World.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Cherie's World podcast. I am extremely excited about today's show, and it's because we have our first female athlete in the house. Right now, she is number 70 in women's tennis. That is 70 out of 2,000 other players. She is at the US Open, and she took some time to talk to us about how the US Open, tennis, and COVID are all working together to try to give us what we want. Without further ado, please welcome Miss Sachia Vickery.
This is Cherie's World.
Making Memories Sale Series. It's a sale that allows families and people in our communities in any city, state, or showtime to attend a series of events at a lower price than most, such as like the Trolls Live, Disney on Ice, the Universal Soul Circus, concerts, sports, and more. Contact Less is More Events at 202-930-3533. Again, that's 202-930-3533. Visit the website, getlimetickets.com. They're on social media, Facebook, IG, Twitter. Less is More Events. Get out and line. Hey, if you're listening to Cherie's World podcast on Apple Podcasts and iTunes, please give us a 5-star. Let us know what you think. Leave us a review. I want to hear from you. Thank you.
Would you like to advertise on Cherie's World and have your product placed on Cherie's social media for the world to see? Email us now at cheriesworldpodcast@gmail.com for low introductory rates. Cherie's World Podcast. Get heard.
Welcome to Cherie's World.
I am happy to show you guys the best thing to come out of 2020. It's called the Stress Phone. It's a cool new stress reliever with a digital link to the emotional healing box. You can get yours today at stressphone.com. And by the way, the Stress Phone is a Black-owned business.
So thank you so much for coming on our show.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. I know it's crazy times right now. What is going on with tennis and COVID?
Yeah, it's crazy. So I just got to the US Open yesterday, and obviously I got the wild card, so I'm in the tournament, and I'm going to start in a couple of weeks. But since I got here, I had to get tested twice already, and it's every 4 days. And it's pretty much the same thing as the other sports. You're in the bubble, and you can't leave, you can't go out anywhere. You have to stay put, other than the hotel and the court. So it's weird, and it's going to be weird, not playing in front of fans, and it's different, but, everybody's in the same boat.
Now, I hear that you guys are allowed to travel with like immediate family and a coach.
Yes.
So who's in the bubble with you?
So I'm actually here with one of my best friends. My mom didn't come this time. She normally travels with me, but she would have struggled in the bubble, I think. It's not for her. She likes to go out and meet up with friends, and we have a lot of family in New York. So she was just like, I'll miss this one. So I'm with my coach, my fitness trainer, and my friend.
Wow. So how does that, okay, so I'm a mama's girl, right?
Yeah.
And I think my mom has been at almost every show that I've ever taped, except for when she was sick, or my grandmother was sick and she couldn't be there.
Yeah.
You think that's going to affect your game?
I thought about it a little bit at first because, she doesn't come to every single tournament, but she's there for most of the big ones. But in this particular situation with the COVID, it was, the guidelines are really, really strict, and we just kind of be stuck together every single day. And we wouldn't be able to leave and go out. So instead of us like bumping heads, I was like, okay, this time I'll just, kind of take a different route and just go with my coach, trainer, and a friend of mine, whereas if she was here, we'd go out to dinner and we'd see family and it'd be a different dynamic. And, you know, we just figured this time she'll stay home.
I understand.
Yeah.
Out of your head.
Yeah.
You say you get tested how many times?
So I actually had to get tested twice before coming here. And then as soon as we get here, you have to do a test immediately, and you have to stay in your room for 24 hours until you get the result. And then once I got the result, which I did this morning, and it was negative, I have to go back tomorrow, get another one. And from then it's every 4 days until the event starts on the 31st.
They jammed that thing in your nose?
Yeah, they put it all the way up there and all the way in your thoughts, like Drake said, literally.
They ain't a good way to do that yet.
Yeah, it's hard. It's not comfortable, and it's not comfortable. It's not fun, but it's just what we have to do, unfortunately.
So you've been in your room for 24 hours. When does your training start? Because you still have to work out. You still have to train.
Mm-hmm.
When does that start?
Yeah, well, I can start from tomorrow. I can start my training and do everything normal as long as my tests keep coming back negative. But there's everything in the bubble. You know, there's the gym, restaurant, recovery room, massage, you know, every kind of, all the players are staying here in one place. So it's just a massive bubble, and everything is inside. And when you go to the site, everything is regular, like every single year with the US Open. It's just that there's not really any people there, and it's a little bit restricted with the rules. That's the only difference.
Wow, that's hard.
Yeah.
Are you
hard.
Like, what happens? Like, I never played sports, right? But as an actor, I know when I walk in, there's a certain energy that you get from the audience being there. I don't know if it's anxiety or excitement. What do you feel when you like step onto that court? And is it going to be different now because there's no audience?
Yeah, it is crazy. And New York in particular, they have one of the most involved crowds. So when you're an American player, like, they get behind you. They cheer and they make noise. And when the top players play, Serena, Venus, and, Cherie, all these players, they literally have gotten through matches because the crowd gives them that energy. Like, the crowd here is like no other Grand Slam that I played. So that was the only thing that I was like, man, I'm going to really miss that this year, because every time I play, I have a massive fan base that comes out to watch me play. And, being my family's from Guyana, there's a lot of Guyanese people, Caribbean people in New York, and they all come out every year just to watch me, with the flags and stuff. And it is something that I am going to miss, but at least I'm just happy we get to play, to be honest.
Please know that we're still over here screaming and
Thank you.
Thank you. Players some of them have been talking about how tough the bubble is.
Mm-hmm.
You said it has restaurants, and I see they don't talk about that kind of stuff. So what is the bubble really that bad?
Well, I've only been here 2 days now, but it's not bad at all. It's, like I said, there's restaurants downstairs. They have like a game room, a recovery room where you could sit. And right now they have like food trucks outside that you can go and eat from. So for me personally, it's really not bad, because I like to stay in the hotels anyway during tournaments. And they literally have everything here that you need.
So you're not just restricted to your room.
No. You can walk anywhere you want inside within the hotel. Like, there's even outside areas that, right now, like with the restaurant that's downstairs, it's an outside area. You can walk around and do whatever you want. You just cannot leave the premises.
Let me make this plain for Courtney too.
Yeah.
Men are focused. Men.
Yeah, we're not gonna be sneaking in players in disguise. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know about that one. We're a little bit more focused, maybe.
But how long you got to be stuck there? How long you gonna be there for?
I'm just here for as long as I keep winning. I'm here, so hopefully I'm here for a long time. But for right now, the tournament's on the 31st, so it's kind of we had to come really early, but at least we get to train and get like preparation done before.
She's gonna be there for the long haul.
So
yes.
You don't think after one of them long, hard workouts, or you're gonna need some stress relief, you be like, man, I wish. I mean, we all human, men and women. We all.
She's gonna take a nap and a shower and go.
Yeah, no, I get it. Don't get me wrong. It is tough, and especially like I said, in New York, like I love this city. I love going out to eat. And, you know, after like a long practice day, it's nice just to go down to Times Square. But I think like mentally, everybody's just like prepared for it. We already know what's coming. So we just have to adapt. And like I said, I think everybody's just so happy to be somewhere and like playing than, you know, rather being at home. Like me, I was ready to leave home. So.
Right.
Yeah.
I have a question. With this whole new revolution that is going on in the world right now, right? 2020 has been rough. Can you tell us about what it's like to be a Black woman playing tennis?
You know, I definitely, growing up, I've had my challenges. Like I've faced a lot of racial discrimination. I've been, you know, kicked off tennis courts before, saying that I don't belong there. I've played matches where I had people scream, you know, monkey at me and, you know, make sounds at me. And, but luckily I have a very, you know, thick skin and that stuff doesn't affect me. Whereas, you know, somebody else that might not be like that, that might really affect them. So luckily I have that. And it is challenging because there's not that many of us. And, you know, sometimes it is very clear that we are treated a little bit differently. You know, you can see it, you can feel it, you know, when, you know, you're at restaurants and stuff, you know,
I'm not even
how people approach you. It's just different.
I'm not even talking about restaurants. Like I've seen firsthand how you guys are treated on the court as well.
Yeah.
It's not talked about. For whatever reason, racism in tennis, I know they try to keep it proper. They just not something that's out in the open.
Yeah.
Do you feel with everything that's going on right now that there might be some things that are going to happen even within the bubble? Or has it already occurred, you know, in the bubble? Like, what is going on? Where's your mind? I know that you have thick skin, so you're not going to let it affect you. But I think people do need to know that it does exist. It's just because it's not talked about within tennis doesn't mean it happen.
Yeah, no, definitely. Most definitely. It's something, like I said, it's not talked about because there just aren't that many of us. You know, there's only maybe 8 of us on the tour. And it is hard. It is hard, you know, playing matches, and when you feel like you're already, like, you know, people are kind of already against you. It is a hard, pressured feeling. And I think with everything going on right now, it is making people a lot more aware, and you could kind of feel like a shift in people's energy and their spirits a little bit. Like some of the Black players, they're wearing like the Black Lives Matter. Like I'm going to be doing for the when I go out for my match, I'm going to be wearing the t-shirts and everyone in my team will be wearing it. Yeah, but yeah, you can feel a shift. And I think people are starting to kind of understand like what's going on and starting to pay more attention to it.
That's nice, because hopefully that'll bring on a change.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
She was born in 1995. And that you're talking about the same stuff that, you know,
Arthur Ashe.
Probably Arthur Ashe went through. Like, makes no sense.
Right. Yeah.
Well,
it's one of those white collar sports, you know, unfortunately, and it's just not talked about enough. And that's been one thing that has been very important to me, is I use my platform to talk about everything that's happening or everything that I'm feeling, and I don't shy away from it.
Can I expand on what Cherie asked you? Because I forget the young girl's name, but she was real, and she was in the Olympics. And everybody, and it mostly came from us. They kept criticizing her hair and all that kind of stuff. I forget.
Maybe Gabby Douglas?
That's what you're talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
How much pressure is it on you as far as not just worrying about your game, but now you got to worry about your appearance and
right?
Like how much, and you don't hear about that with your counterparts as much,
right? Yeah, you know, it's just unfortunate. And then I think especially like Black women in particular, there's always kind of like a stigma, or, you know, I just feel like it's always a little bit more difficult for us. And, you know, it's one thing to already be worried about, you know, matches and competition, and, you know, it shouldn't matter what your hair looks like or what anything look like. It should, you know, you should just be focused on your game and how you're playing. And it is unfortunate that, you know, that's the first kind of go-to. Then, you know, this girl won like medals in the Olympics and people were talking about her hairstyle, you know, and it's crazy.
First of all, as a female athlete, like what you expect you to do? You go sweat your hair out.
Yeah, you're gonna sweat your hair out. Like you're out there in 100-degree weather. Like you're not gonna come out like with perfect makeup, eyelashes, hair. Like it's just impossible. And
please don't let that affect you. I will troll you all day. Anybody
doesn't affect me.
They're gonna have to come through Big Sis first because that's the last thing that we are worried about. But it's sad because that's true. But Venus and Serena, I mean, they've gotten so much scrutiny over things that doesn't even make sense.
Right? Yeah.
It came from us. That's what makes it bad.
Yeah, and it comes from Black people, and that's the crazy thing. Where it's like you should be so happy that we have like two of the greatest athletes on the planet. And it's like, here we go with something that's like so irrelevant, with everything that they're doing.
Well, I'm manifesting. That's going to be you. You're going to win.
Thank you.
No, thank you. But don't get big headed and forget about us though, okay?
No, I'm so happy you guys had me on here. Oh my God.
This is Cherie's World.
All right, let's take some time out to talk about one of our new sponsors this week. Do you know anyone with less than perfect credit and looking to make an additional income working from home? Then you need to talk to Herschel Miller. In less than 5 minutes, learn how to change your financial future forever. You can reach Herschel direct at 480-453-9345 or by email at teamdestiny623@gmail.com. Follow Herschel on Instagram at Mr. H. Miller and use the promo code Cherie. Get ready to change your financial future forever.
What drew you to tennis when you were young?
So I've always just been really active. I've always liked sports, and I kind of started by accident when I was younger. Like I was just at a dollar store with my grandma and I saw a racket and she bought it for me and I was hitting against the wall at my house. And it was really just an accident how it happened. And, my mom was like, okay, like I'll just put you in tennis lessons. And it was really natural for me. I just loved it right away and I got really good quickly. And it was just something I picked up immediately.
Oh no, baby, that's not an accident. That's divine intervention. That was
But yeah, everything happens for a reason. So it wasn't,
Oh, hey, Grandma, bought her baby a racket. Look what she
Yes. Yeah, she bought me my first racket, and my grandma actually used to travel with me throughout my teenage years, because my mom was working a lot. She's a single mom, and she had to work, and my grandma was traveling with me up until I was 14, and then she got older and she's slowing down. But yeah.
That is so beautiful. Me and my grandma had a good connection, so I think that's the sweetest thing in the world to hear.
Yeah, we're super close.
Make me know your mom, because Paula Liverpool, I heard that. How do I know your mom?
You just may have read, maybe you've read something with her name in it, or when I do interviews and stuff, they kind of talk about like the story, how I got to where being professional. Yeah, and she was a single mom and she worked 3 jobs, and just to put me through tennis. So maybe you've seen something or read something somewhere along.
Mom champion, because tennis is not a cheap sport.
No, not at all. Not at all. It's expensive.
It's very expensive.
Yeah.
So, there's other single parents out there who have a young kid who's interested in tennis. Can you just give them some pointers of how it won't be so expensive and what they can do to like cut down the cost, and what kind of cost that they should even be thinking about before? Because that's one of the things. Look, my kid does taekwondo, my kid does soccer, and sometimes she do ballet, but she keep quitting. So I don't.
Yeah.
But before we start these things, I'm always like, okay, taekwondo is how much a year?
Right.
How much to play? How many seasons? Just 4. Can you estimate kind of that for parents?
So, I guess it depends on the level. Of the kid. Obviously, like for me as a professional, I have more expense because I have a coach, a fitness trainer, and I have to pay. Tennis is nothing is guaranteed in tennis. It's not like football or basketball where you have contracts and you're paid a salary. Everything you make It's just based off performance. So if you win, you're making money. If you lose, you're not making any money. Nothing is guaranteed. Everything is out of pocket. Everything you pay for is out of pocket. And I think that's the one thing people don't realize or they don't know. It's, it's simple. If you're losing, you just don't make any money. And so for me right now, I would probably say, and this is me, like for me growing up, coming from really humble beginnings, my mom always found the cheapest routes. She used to be a flight attendant, so I would fly on standby on her, tickets. She knew my uncle worked at the Marriott, so I would always get a discount. But this was literally saving in everything that we could. And even now, I probably spend, I want to say $100,000 a year.
That's a lot.
For expenses, and that's like all coming out of pocket, like prize money, everything.
And your mom was resourceful. That's what white people do.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
$100,000 a year.
Yeah, easily. And that's with the cheapest, like Airbnb, with the flight benefits, the discounts, the coach, paying my coach, my fitness coach. It's expensive and people don't realize.
Put me up on game though, because for all these years, I see why y'all play so hard.
Right.
Because you got to play to eat.
Literally. You're playing for your livelihood out there, literally.
I don't know why I thought that. I knew there was prize money. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't that naive. I knew there was prize money, but I thought there was like a base pay.
Yeah. If you don't pay, you don't make $1. It's that simple.
That makes your money so much more important.
Exactly. Yeah. That's why I have to watch. And of course you have I have a few sponsors. I have a racket deal, and I'm with Fila. So those things help. But a majority, if you're not ranked within the top 150 in the world, you don't make enough money. You don't make any money. You can't fully support yourself playing tennis. It's impossible. Wow. You lose money every week pretty much.
But what are you ranked at right now? Because I know you guys' rankings change, right?
Right.
Week.
Yes.
Is that something that you watch? And does that bother? Okay, this is a 3-part question. What do you at? Do you watch your rank go up and down? And does it drive you insane?
Yeah, that's another thing. Because with tennis, your ranking fluctuates because you have to defend points. Every year. So however well you do, if I make semifinals of US Open this year, you have to do the same thing next year or you lose all the points.
When you make. When.
Let's speak that into existence. But then, it is nerve-wracking because, your ranking determines, if you could play higher level tournaments where you make more money and you make more points, or as opposed to playing the lower level ones where you have to literally claw your way through to get to the higher events. So my highest ranking was 70 and I was there for a year and I got to play in all of the big events, but I got injured and you drop back a little bit and you have to fight to get back up. So it's always an up and down kind of thing.
I'm sorry, Courtney. I just got to ask, okay, your rank is 70, which is phenomenal for people that don't know. Yeah. Can you explain to them you're 70 out of I know you don't even know the amount of women in your division. Mm-hmm. But if you had to estimate, what's the estimate of women so that people understand how phenomenal that is?
So, there's probably 2,000 women in the world that have a ranking, like an actual ranking. But there are millions of people that play tennis. There are like a ton of people that play tennis all around the world from every country.
But that's 2,000 and she's 70.
Yes, 2,000 women, and that's the highest level of athletes,
I used to always cry for y'all when y'all won. And when y'all lost, I'm going to be crying even harder now that I understand more what that means.
Yeah, right. It's hard. It's hard. It's a struggle. To be honest with you, if I, in the future, if I have kids, I don't know if I'll put them into tennis because it takes its toll. I'd love for one of my kids to play tennis and I'd be able to, walk them through and then teach them different things about it. But if I knew like the toll it would have like taken to literally make it there, it's hard. It's difficult,
It's cute. In actuality, I poured me a drink.
Right. Exactly. So, it's great if, your daughter wants to play and everything. I'm not trying to scare you off of it or anything. It's scary. But it's just, I felt, and even my mom would say, like, I had no idea what I was getting myself into. But, it has its rewards, from it. I have a great life. I get to travel all around the world. I do well for myself, and I get to support myself at 25. I bought my first house. I'm, there's some positives that come out of it too, after years and years of hard work.
Do you play just singles or do you play partners? What's it called when you play
doubles?
Doubles, yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I play singles and doubles. Okay. I play both, but singles is my main event. If
you could pick a partner for doubles, any person, who would it be? One person you can think of.
Let me see. On the women's, it'd probably be Venus.
Venus over Serena?
Yeah, Venus is she's just cool. Like, she's just, I practiced with her before up in Palm Beach where she lives. And I've known them since I was younger, but Venus just has this cool, relaxed, she has this great energy. Like, she's just very nice and very genuine. Serena's also really nice, but, she's just more, she has that more kind of block everything out tiger, which is why she's, so great. But, Venus, she just has this like humility about her that's really, really cool. And,
she's got that big sister vibe.
Yeah, yeah.
And they've been playing forever, and it looks like they're not going to stop. How long do you see yourself playing tennis?
I'd see myself playing for at least another 10 years, because now people are playing a lot longer. Before, girls used to retire at like 25, 26.
Sure.
Yeah, because, just the technology, with everything, with the injuries, and now, they have the best, recovery equipment, and there's just so many more options that they had before. And, the diet is different. So people are like playing longer and longer, but I don't know how long they'll play. They're still going, but I don't know. I don't know how much longer they have. It's getting tough out here.
Wow.
The younger girls.
You said the diet. I'm a certified nutritionist. What is your diet like?
Yeah.
Well, me, I have a pretty regular diet. I don't eat super healthy, and I don't eat unhealthy either. It's kind of in the middle. I tried different types of diets for my injuries. I've tried to do gluten-free. I tried to cut out meat. But as a tennis player, you burn so many calories, and I work out 6 hours a day, and I tried that, and I would just cramp up, and I would cramp because I wasn't getting enough protein and nutrients. So I had to find the balance of, okay, I need to still, eat healthy, but then I also can't cut out everything because my body just wasn't responding well to it.
So the gluten was because of the inflammatory, because it's
Yeah, I think it's supposed to help your tendons, like, it's supposed to be better for your tendons, and I had patella tendonitis. But my body, I would just be so tired, and I was like, yeah, I got to find a balance.
Inflammation, that's the word.
Yeah, inflammation, exactly. So I had to find a middle ground, and now I'm doing pretty good. I have a good diet now.
With that, after a victory, of course.
Yeah.
What's your food and drink of choice?
Pizza. Oh my God, that's the easy one. Pizza all day. Drink, like a pizza and a Coke. I could drink that. I could eat and drink that all the time if I could. I had to cut back on it, but.
A pizza and a Coke. My girl is a sponsor. She need a commercial.
Right. But I'm a pizza junkie ever since I was little. That was hard to let go a little bit, but I had to cut back.
I just made homemade pizza tonight.
Oh, man.
Pizza restaurants in the bubble?
Huh?
Pizza restaurants in the bubble?
There's probably some. There's like an Italian I saw downstairs. And, like I said, I keep it in the middle. I don't completely cut everything out. But if I have, now I have 2 weeks until the tournament. So one day if I eat a little bit, it's not going to kill me. Yeah.
Awesome. What are you most looking forward to during this tournament besides winning? Of course, winning is the ultimate, but what else are you looking forward to?
Like I've told a few people, I think this time around, with everything with COVID, not being able to play for pretty much 7 months now, I don't know, you kind of get this like this feeling of you just miss it. Like you miss playing, you miss competing. And, you know, maybe you look back and you're like, wow, I took a lot of things for granted, you know, being able to just wake up and go and travel to my tournaments. And I feel like I have a new kind of like understanding, and I'm just so grateful to play more than anything. And I just want to go out and enjoy this experience and not put too much pressure on myself like I've done in the past. Because it's just lucky that I even get to play. So I'm kind of going into it with that mentality a little bit.
Oh.
Yeah.
This is Cherie's World.
You can bend it, squeeze it, switch it, squash it, toss it. It's a stress phone. Scan it for some healing motivation through the ceiling. You can bend it, squeeze it, switch it, squash it, toss it. It's a stress phone. Scan it for some healing motivation through the ceiling.
You can get yours today at stressphone.com. And by the way, the Stress Phone is a Black-owned business.
It's a stress phone.
Talk to me about, and maybe I know this is like a big thing on the men's side, but I don't know, sports enhancement drugs and stuff like that. The reason why I asked that is that I know when people are training, they might go to GNC, get some stuff, and you know,
Right.
How do you all know what you can and can't take, especially if they're selling it over the like? I don't know, you might not need none of that stuff, but is that something that you guys have to worry about or think about?
Yeah, they're super strict about that. So in tennis, they actually have like a WTA like whereabouts. So some players, they can show up anytime. You could be anywhere. You could be at home. You could be on vacation, and they can show up and drug test you pretty much anytime they want. And it's gotten so strict now where they've made like a website, and it literally shows you everything that's banned and what's allowed. So people go off of that.
So you have to go and try to remember what was on that website. Like, oh, I can't handle Tylenol because Tylenol.
Yeah, even a cough syrup now that could literally be on the ban list. So that we have to literally look out and be careful for every single thing we take. It doesn't matter if it's like Advil, ibuprofen, whatever it is.
Wow.
That's amazing and kind of scary too.
Yeah, it is.
What
it
about
is, but
marijuana now? Have they lifted it up? I know they lifted it in Major League Baseball, working on the NBA. Tennis, have they?
So tennis, I know now it's like allowed out of competition, but you have to have like a 2-week gap or something for it. As long as it's out of competition, you're allowed to do it now. Which probably, I think players were doing it anyway. And now they just kind of were like, you know what, whatever, like we'll give you a few weeks. You cannot be in competition and do it. That's all.
Okay.
Wow. I never played anything, but I never thought about that aspect. I didn't know that they could just come in and test you whenever they want, wherever they want.
Yeah, anywhere. Like there were people that they were literally like in the Maldives or like on the other side on vacation, like on their honeymoon, and they could literally show up and test you there.
Damn.
Yeah, they're serious about it.
That's gangster, first of all.
It is, but it's weird. I don't know. Like, it's weird.
Okay, so like as an actress, I've gotten to work with some pretty incredible people. And it takes some time for me to like stop my giggle because I am a fan. You know,
Yeah.
I love other people who have walked my path, especially those who did it before me. Have you ever had to play against somebody that you were a fan of and it kind of took you a second to turn around and be like, all right, I'm going to be cool because I got to beat them now?
Right.
Like,
I played a couple. Last year I played against Caroline Wozniacki in the semifinal of a WTA. And a few months later I played against Muguruza, who was like 2 in the world at the time.
yeah.
And both of them I'm actually huge fans of. And when I played Wozniacki, you know, it took me like midway through the first set. Like I was down like 5-1 and I was like, wait, like, come on, like snap out of it, you know, like I was almost like more focused on her. And then, you know, I snapped out and
you was like, oh, look how she swing.
Right. I was like, okay, Sasha, focus, like you're here to win, whatever. And then I turned it around and it was a really close match. I ended up losing. But then when I played Muguruza, the girl that was 3 in the world, I already knew how it felt to play like an idol.
Yeah.
So I went out and I was like, I'm ready. I was like, I'm ready. And I got it. And I got that win. And I was like, you know, then that gave me a lot of confidence. So
Has it ever been the reverse? Has you ever, like, players can always tell when another player is like in awe of you. Have you ever noticed that when you've been on the court and another player might be like, oh, that's Sasha?
Yeah. I think even even now, like I practice with Coco Golf a lot. Oh. And the first time we kind of hit, they're so nice. Like her family is so nice, and her dad came up. He was like, "Oh my God, like my daughter like looks up to you guys so much, like you and Sloan." And that was kind of in the beginning, and she's doing awesome. Like she's killing it, and she's gonna be a really, really good player. But that's probably the only thing I could think of. And even now we practice together and stuff.
So do you tell the ladies, like probably after, right? You don't want to tell them before. But do you tell them, like, this has been an amazing experience, I really look up to you, I'm a fan, or do you?
Honestly, on the tour, it's like a dog-eat-dog kind of thing. Like, there's just not a lot of, like friendships, like, outside of the courts. Everybody's kind of here with their own team, and they kind of stay to themselves. The men are a little bit more open. Like, you'll see them, eating together and hitting together more. But the girls, it's a little bit, it's a little bit tick for tat, here and there. And
fierce.
Yeah, it's more fierce. People don't want to get too close. So, close to friendships, which is understandable. We're literally playing to beat each other. It's an individual sport. Right. And I get it, but it's a little bit different.
What kind of, can I curse? You don't mind?
Yeah.
What kind of shit talking do tennis players do? Like when y'all going against each other? Like, you look like a type that got some words for some people.
I've had my moments. I've let it go, and I have my moments. But I think tennis in particular, it's like I said, it's more of like a proper, kind of sport. Like you can't make noise during points. Right. The fans, you can't make, and you have to be silent throughout the points. So people, if you say anything bad toward the opponent, like you get a point penalty. So it's not like those other sports where you could just say it and it doesn't matter, No,
it's quiet and there's a mic down there.
Yeah.
So, let me tell you, my ignorant self, my first time, I actually got to go to one of the Opens, right?
Yeah.
Serena was playing.
Oh, God.
I didn't know. I mean, I knew it was proper, but I couldn't help myself. Came out of my mouth. And
right.
He around and looked at me, and I was like,
it's okay. You had to let it go.
I couldn't hold it anymore. But they looked at me like that was the most horrible thing I had ever done. And I was like, yo, I go to basketball, football games. My bad.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I told you, tennis is a very white collar, like they just really bougie, you can't make noise. You can't cheer too loud. It's just different.
They don't even want you guys, like when
they complain that the girls are too loud. So it's just different. It's a whole different sport.
So what you thought about Serena when she started crip walking?
Oh my God, that was awesome. I think she should do more of that. Like, for me, I would love to see them do more of that stuff. Talk about Black Lives Matter more, because they have such a big platform.
Players do that. Wear that stuff on there.
Tennis players?
I'm surprised. You said that you guys are wearing that. I'm surprised they're letting you guys do that.
Well, I'm planning to do it. I know there's one other guy that plays, Francis Tiafoe. He's another high-ranked American men player. He was wearing the mask today, but I don't know. I don't think a lot of people are going to be willing to do it. Maybe they don't want to make things like uncomfortable, but I already made it clear, me and my team, we're going to all wear the shirts. I'm going to go on court with the shirt, because I think it's important. And I think it's just, we can't just forget about that just because of, all these sports and all, all these things are coming back. We can't just kind of ride over it like it's not happening,
I commend you for that.
Yeah.
Support. Do you guys have to play with your mask on?
No, we just have to walk around with it around the courts. Okay. And even when we go on for the match, we have to wear it, but then we can take it off after.
I was like, that's just too much. Like, you can't be.
Yeah.
You're already can't make noise.
Yeah.
But you got to be able to breathe.
Exactly. Yeah. Like I told you, there's all these restrictions and I don't even think we're allowed to go out with like masks that have logo on it. But but I'm still going out with my Breonna Taylor, Black Lives Matter, everything. So I know I'm going to get some backlash from it, but
they can't stop you from playing.
No. They can't stop me from playing. They can't stop me from. They can't really do anything, to be honest.
Beautiful.
You know.
You done got you a nice little bag since you've been playing. What's the craziest thing you ever spent your money on?
You know, I'm very kind of conservative. Like, I don't overspend. Like, I save my money, and like I started investing since I was, 21, 22. Because I want, by the time I'm done with tennis, I don't have to worry about anything, and I can start relaxing. But I bought myself a nice car when I was 20, and I played my first US Open. I bought a Mercedes. I was able to help my mom like pay for her house. But I'm more of, I'm not really like a flashy kind of person that like buys all these things. I buy nice stuff for myself, but I'm not going to go out and buy, thousands of dollars worth of stuff. It's not my personality.
Not a Mercedes.
Huh?
Not a Mercedes.
Yeah, I have a Mercedes. I have a GLA.
Oh.
Yeah.
Here, you don't remember that, do you? You don't remember the story behind the Mercedes, do you?
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay. Well, never mind. I have a friend that's in love with a girl who drives a Mercedes. I think the same kind you just said. So.
Oh, wow. It's a nice car. I don't know. I don't blame you.
It's a great car. That's cute. Soleil's son is going to buy my daughter a Benz.
Oh, nice.
Tell her how old your daughter is.
They're children.
Yeah, in the future, maybe in the future.
Okay,
yeah.
Lamborghinis and Mercedes Benzes is what they talk about.
Right. Yeah, I'm not really that big into cars though, but I like Mercedes.
But that's so good to see that your era, your generation is being so responsible. Because like my friends that made it, they didn't get half the bag that you got, and they tricked it off quick.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's a salute to you for being so responsible.
Yeah, I know they go out and buy all this fancy stuff, but you got to be smart. You got to invest and make your money grow and keep making it when you finish playing.
This is Cherie's World.
Some girls do, some girls don't. Some girls will, some girls won't. Some girls quit, some girls try. But let me tell you about one that's fly. I met this pretty thing named Kate. She was locked up for moving weight. Reading is how she escapes. Her favorite rap is Snoop Dogg and Drake. I just want to take her on a date. Grab a double fries and a shake. Excited about her release date. You can find you a soul inmate. It goes to
Being single doesn't have to be a life sentence. Check out some of the gorgeous ladies on incarceratedbeauties.com and find your soul inmate now.
This is Cherie's World.
Can you get in your business a little bit?
Yeah, go for it.
Hear about the male athletes and the groupies, right?
Okay.
Growing up in entertainment, I am firm, and I've been telling Courtney for years, groupies are the worst.
I don't know. Yeah.
Yes. So can you can you explain to people the whole aspect and how hard it is to go out and date and how their groupies are real?
Right. No, it is a real thing. I get flooded with DMs and it's only guys sending me these DM messages. It's a real thing. And it's not just women that just following around the guys, it's vice versa.
And they're gold diggers too. Men are gold.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
They want you just because they're trying to get what's in your purse.
Yeah.
I was explaining that to people. I was like, how do men ask women for money? And I was like, oh, you'd be surprised.
You'd be really surprised. Yeah. You'd be surprised.
Yeah.
How do they ask you for money?
Well, they don't ask me they haven't asked me directly for money, but I've had men, even kind of I've dated someone before where it was almost like I had a child. I was I'm only 20, 3. Like, I don't need to be taking care of anybody. Like, it should be the other way around. And, you know, maybe he saw I was an athlete and, you know, I don't know what he thought, but yeah.
He thought he had a meal ticket. He hit
yeah. So
I've been there. I know.
Right. Exactly. And it's hard because you don't know who's really nice, or you don't know who's like genuine, or, you know, somebody, even if they are really nice, sometimes maybe they have another agenda. Or, you know, there was one where, you know, he wanted me to do all these, he was always asking me to do these events, like, oh, do you want to do this fundraiser, like, or do you want to be a part of this thing? And I'm just like, I don't know, like, why are you like automatically just assuming I'm gonna like sign up to do all these events for you, you know?
Because he had to prove that he was smashing a girl. Tennis. I can't tell you how I've talked to Courtney so many times, and Courtney's like one of those really nice gentlemen, so he don't get it. I said, Courtney, all the dudes that I dated only dated me so that they could go around and say, I smashed a chick from Punky Brewster. As corny as it sounds, they want to walk around. Oh, you know, Sasha in the US Open. Yeah. Like, that's real.
It is real. It's real. Like, I feel like they're just more like silent about it. Like, it's a little bit more sneaky in a way, you know?
They're sneaky. That's what it is. They're sneaky because they don't want to play themselves with their boys. They don't want them to know.
Right.
I'm just going to throw this out here with Sasha on here. Anybody walking around talking about, yeah, you know, I used to date. They groupies, boo. I'm calling all them out to their homeboys. They all groupies.
Yes, groupies.
And they try to get in her bag. They try to.
Like, my friends give me a hard time. Like, yeah, your wife got a job. So I just couldn't imagine, you know, just because my wife has a job. Like, so.
What's wrong with that?
What's wrong? Yeah, so that's great.
There's nothing wrong with that. But what I'm saying is, I couldn't imagine if I had a tennis player, they would make fun of me. Oh, you just living off of, like, they get on me. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I don't know those type of guys that are looking to, like, living with a woman, or, like, that's usually the reverse. Like, I know some guys that'll meet you and maybe they'll say, all right, when you turn 30, you no more tennis. I'm taking care of it.
Right. Which is what my boyfriend now is like, you know?
So we don't usually meet those kind. We meet the kind that come to your house the first time or to pick you up or something. They make arrangements to move in. They try to leave toothbrushes and drawers, and you like,
right.
I just let you use the bathroom.
Right. Exactly.
Hey, what your toothbrush doing?
Right. And I'm not saying all of them have been like that. Like, there's been some nice, like, friendly guys, and, you know, there's been nice ones, but, you know, it is what it is.
But the groupies, she's being a nice girl. The groupies is real.
Yeah, there are groupies as well, but
I don't know those type of guys.
So you're in a relationship now, right? Mm-hmm. Do you find the relationship, like, what kind of relationship do you have? Because for me, it's been really hard to maintain relationships and work, because for you to always be there answering the phone. Men expect you to be accessible and to babysit their feelings. Sometimes I just ain't got time for that. If I've been talking and working all day, no, I'm not gonna call you and check in, because I done went to the hotel and went to sleep. I traveled.
Please preach. Oh my God, preach.
So you have had to deal with that as well. It's tough.
No, I'm telling you, and I think that's the main reason why I've kind of, you know, I almost like let it go for a little bit, because I'm like, I don't have time to, like, I already have a lot on my plate. Like, I train 6 hours a day. You know, when I come home, I just want to relax, you know? I don't always want to be up, and I travel, and it is what it is, and that's just my life. You know, I can't, sometimes I'm going to be home for some weeks, and sometimes I'm going to be gone for a month. And with my boyfriend now, he has his own business, and he has a really successful show on YouTube, so he's always working as well. And it's to the point where, you know, I'll be gone for a couple weeks. He'll do 2 more weeks of work, and he'll be busy, and we'll meet, you know, for a little bit afterward, and we'll just make it work. And he understands my life, and he doesn't put pressure on me.
Own life.
Yes, he has his own life. He has his own business. He makes his own money. So, you know, it's easy.
Men ask me that question all the time. How come entertainers stick with entertainers? And I said, first of all, you date who you're around. And second of all, if you work a 9 to 5, you got too much free time for any entertainer that I know. because you think that we're supposed to be your entertainment.
Right.
We don't have time to entertain you. You're gonna have to find that elsewhere.
Right. And yeah, I just don't have the time for it. And, the babysitting and I'm coming back home soon. Like, no, I'll be back when I'm done with my tournament and I like play these matches and I'll be back. And my boyfriend now, he's really great. He's like, listen, I don't want you to even think about coming back. He was like, win those matches and I'll see you when I see you.
I love you already. I'm gonna pray on that one.
Right.
It's so important to have that supportive because relationships can mess up your whole focus, your whole goal. I know as far as an actor, like I'm going to work and I'm not playing myself. But if you in my ear getting on my nerves and then they go say action, I can't make nobody laugh. I'm irritated.
Right. Yeah, it throws you off, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
So you don't have to deal with those guys and be like, hey, who's that guy over there? Who's that guy?
Yeah. Well, see, that's what I can't even deal with. So I already pick up on that, like from the beginning, like I just need to be with somebody who's mentally strong and they just understand. And I can't spend extra energy, like explaining it to you. Who's that guy? I don't know. He's some guy. It doesn't matter. I don't know him.
You ever had a guy be like, why your tennis skirt so short?
Yeah. No, I haven't been with any of those yet.
Because I got my balls in it. That's why.
Right. Like I haven't experienced any of those. But
I was just talking to I think you just saw us talking to him, but what do you think about like I was talking about how the WNBA needs better marketing, and I said like they play basketball, like you guys play tennis, men play tennis, you guys wear two different uniforms, and I think that like someone can actually, if they don't play tennis, they can still wear what you wear, whether to work out or just a market for that. I don't see women wearing hoop shorts and jerseys. That's something that guys do, and I think that there's a whole market because they don't play in something that other women could wear. How do you feel about this? Is that sexist on me? I'm just trying to see like how do you market women's sports? I mean, tennis. I remember when I was in high school, I was in the 90s. All the girls wear those tennis skirts. They used to look the Nike.
Right.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like, what do the WNBA got?
Yeah. No, that's a really good point. And I haven't thought about that until you just brought it up. But I feel like with tennis, it is one of those things where you don't have to be on the court to wear the stuff. Like people could wear it to the gym. You wear tennis outfits, going for, a walk on the beach, whatever. It's like, and I do see your point where as in the WNBA, women are going to want to be walking around in like a vest and long basketball shorts, unless they're going to bed at night, but it's not, that's interesting. I feel like maybe they should market that a little bit differently. So I don't think it's like sexist or anything. It's just the reality.
So me saying that the WNBA players should wear sports bras and leggings.
But okay, so
I mean,
everybody had a stomach out.
Yeah. I mean, maybe they don't have to wear sports bras. Maybe they could wear something a little bit more like feminine that'll appeal to more women, I would say. But
no, everybody ain't wearing no sports bra, no bodysuits, Courtney.
That's what if you go to the gym, that's what women wear.
Yeah. No, I get your point. I get it. I don't think it's sexist, but there's probably a fine line in there somewhere. I don't know. That's a tough one.
Maybe some tighter jerseys that look more like tank tops.
Like me, I would prefer to wear, I wouldn't want to wear long basketball shorts and a baggy top because that's just not my style, but that's just me. I would want to wear something a little bit more comfortable, a little bit more feminine, but if they're comfortable in it, I don't know.
And I'm just saying that because they're saying that, I'm not a bird, but I Googled and seen Sasha the Broad bread. So what I'm saying is like they're not complaining, but they're saying that they want to make the same kind of money the men make. Well, you can market the men from head to toe, headbands to the socks to the shoe.
Right.
I don't see a market for what they wear on the court for anything. So that's what I'm saying. If they wear what women wear to the gyms and when they're sweating and stuff like that, then they can probably sell that stuff. Right now, I don't see nobody want to sell a female basketball jersey. Who's wearing a female basketball jersey?
And and I feel like you have a good point. Like I said, personally, I wouldn't, wear that. And it's also not really stylish either. Like, I don't know, a lot of the stuff isn't that stylish. But if they're comfortable in it, and I don't know. That's a tough one.
Last question for you.
Okay.
You're in the gym and you're working out, or you're about to go out to the court. Do you have a theme song? Is there something that you listen to that you play in your ear to get ready?
I listen to everything. I listen to all kind of music, but I listen to, more like hip hop kind of stuff before I'm going out. Like I'll do like Eminem or DaBaby or something like upbeat. DaBaby's my favorite rapper right now. So I've been listening to him a lot, but I just get something upbeat that'll get me going, and to stay focused, that kind of thing.
Cherie likes DaBaby too, don't you, Cherie?
I love DaBaby.
He's teasing me because I don't know who DaBaby is.
Oh, you don't know?
No, but I'm gonna find out after this interview.
She'll know the music when she hear it.
Oh,
I might know the song, but I just don't know. I'm old, baby. I'm 44 years old. I don't know who the cool people.
Stop it.
Really?
Courtney keeps me young, and hearing stuff from people like
I'm 40.
Because now I'm gonna go Google DaBaby.
DaBaby. You'll like his music. Download some of his music. You'll like it.
I was gonna say I probably might know the song, but I just don't know who it is.
Okay, look him up.
What song she should start off with DaBaby?
I really like Bop. There's a song called Bop.
There you go.
Okay, I'm gonna listen to it and then I'm gonna slide in your DMs.
Okay. I'm gonna quiz you on it then.
Hey.
At least 2 songs. Give him at least 2 songs.
That's it. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna let you go because I want you to get your rest. I want you to train hard, and I want you to know that we are rooting for you, baby.
Thank you. And it was so nice to talk to both of you. It was really, I'm so happy. Thank you for having me.
No, thank you so much for
Welcome to Cherie's World.
Brought to you by Less is More Events. Get Lime.
Some girls do, some girls don't. Some girls will, some girls won't. Some girls quit, some girls try. But let me tell you about one that's fly. I met this pretty thing named Kate. She was locked up for moving weight. Reading is how she escapes. Her favorite rap is Snoop Dogg and Drake. I just want to take her on a date. Grab a double fries and a shake. Excited about her release date. You can find you a soul inmate. Here goes the reading.com. Here goes the reading.com. Here goes the reading.com.
It comes from being single doesn't have to be a life sentence. Check out some of the gorgeous ladies on incarceratedbeauties.com and find your soul inmate.